I shared this on Facebook the other day that ever since I was a child, I was just one of those strong willed, just, go forward type of people. And I just, in ways, do things silently. I mean, if anybody knows me, they're probably laughing. But the fact that I just go and do it. And if it doesn't work, I really don't let it discourage me. I just find another way to do it. And when I want something, I just always get it done. I was always accused of being bossy, and everybody who knows me is shaking their head saying, well, duh. But I remember even as young as like first grade, second grade, third grade, I was constantly getting in trouble at school for being bossy. I didn't even know what that meant. I would get in trouble at school and at home. And basically, it was, I just was a very opinionated, still am, person. And I would just, say, let's do this. And I would just bluntly say what it was. A lot was because I was raised by older people, never allowed to hang out with people of my own age. I was always around adults. So I just talk like an adult. And, my parents were very harsh and just opinionated. And, obviously, I picked that up. And over the years, I was just beat out of me, literally. And I just stopped having as many opinions and being as vocal. Being raised in a family business as well, I was held at a high expectation. And even at 14 or 15 years old, I had a higher level of professionalism. Despite the fact that I say fuck all the time. I mean, like, people think that that's bad. I'm very professional. I know how to be professional. I was raised in a family business, and I was expected to work hard and not just, treat it like it was my own. And so, at 14 or 15 years old, I had more professional skills and displayed more professionalism and work ethics than some people who are twice my age. And that was something that was learned. Because of that, everywhere that I've worked, I started my first job at 14. I've taken pride in everything I do. I really choose to always try to be excellent, not because I want to be better than anybody, but because, I'm competing with myself. I want to be the best that I can. Right now in the PIO test group, I want to have the best results. I want everybody else to have great results. But like, to me, my goal is I want to have the best results. So that's pushing me. Like, everybody has their own drive. For me, I want to be the best what is. Not because I need recognition, because I don't care. I mean, recognitions and, compliments are great, but that's not my drive. I want to be better than I was. So I've always been one of those people where I worked at that, I was very reliable. I'm pick things up quick, and I was, one of the best employees. But because of that, I was put in the whole training positions to train people because they thought, Mindy knows this job, and can do it in her sleep, so she should be able to do it. But I sucked as a trainer, like, because I would just do it, and it was so second nature on so many things. I just expected everybody to do it. I expected everybody's thought process to be the same. One of my last videos is that, I suffer from ADD. My mind is running nonstop. When we were at dinner a couple weeks ago with Arnold, when he was in Texas, he was like, so basically right now when we're having this conversation, like 20 other things are flying through your mind. I'm like, yeah. I'm like, I'm listening to what you're saying, but I already know what I'm going to say next, and it's going to be something totally random. So anyways, I'm just going. I think about Beachbody in my sleep. Last night when I went to bed, I'm like walking down the hallway and I have this like idea, and I run down back to the computer to be able to share it with my team. Everything I do is to make sure that my team is the best they can be. So anyways, not everybody thinks like that. Not everybody does. And I really believe that we were all born leaders, that we were all born, totally, able to be independent, but our parents failed because their grandparents failed, or they knew somebody who failed, and they shelter us because they try to keep us safe. And some people don't like when people tell them what to do. People don't like being bossed around. They like to do what they want to do, whatever it is. And you learn to just not stick up for what you believe in. You learn to, sugarcoat things. You learn to, do certain things that, you wouldn't. And then that leader that we were all born to be is just completely squashed down, And I'm thankful for Beachbody because it's developed me into this leader. Like, my husband's always said, you are a leader. You have this. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I can't do it. I was just scared. Fear took over. I was beat down my whole entire life by pretty much everybody I encountered. And I stopped believing in myself. He did believe in it, but he couldn't make me be the leader that he saw, it took Beachbody. It took something that I was passionate about. It took helping people, and my dream to always help people and teach people, even though I didn't become a nurse or become a school teacher. I get to do everything I wanted to do, and it's helped me. Okay, so there are some people that are just like me. They just are like, okay, and I'm gonna watch what she does and mirror it. That's the way I am. I became friends with elite coaches in 2013, and I mirrored what they did. I didn't copy it, but I used what they were doing as an example and applied it with my own personal flair. And that's where I am now. It's because I've watched them. I've listened to what they said. But some people learn that way. Other people learn hands-on. I'm learning different tactics because I'm a very forceful, blunt, really call it how I see it person. Always have been. Never meant to be hurtful, but that's just the way I am. As I am now building a bigger team, have a lot of obligations, and a lot of people who are messaging me, I've gotten more blunt. Not because I don't care, not because you're not important, but I just don't have time to sugarcoat it. I don't have time to go into great detail. I'm just going to give you the answer or point you in the right direction. So anyways, but I'm realizing this rubs a lot of people the wrong way, and the last thing I want to do is discourage people. So I've really had to just take a step back. A lot's been, with the help of corporate and just self-meditation and looking at what works and what doesn't work. Just because this is the way I am, I just can't always do that because, in the long run, is it going to be fruitful? Is it going to, provide growth? Is this going to help people? So the thing is, you should always, number one, be exactly who you are. But the thing is, you have to cater to different things. So here's the thing. As a leader, you need to be a leader. Because I was I'll help you and I just want to do everything and I want to feel needed, I just did lots of hand holding and I'll help you and I'll do it for you and I'll be 24/7. And I thought that I was doing the right thing. I have. We have this tight knit little group, and we're friends, and all my coaches, we've built these great relationships, and they're my best friends, and they're like my family, and some of them I've never even met. But I wasn't developing leaders. I was like, here, just hold on to me. I'll do it because I was afraid of, leaving them astray. I was afraid of all these things. I was trying to help them out. But I haven't developed as many leaders as I need to, or I haven't pushed people to be leaders. And they're all leaders. So I've decided to step it up. Corporate said, you need to be a leader. And then I'm like, but I don't want to be bossy. They're like, you're not being bossy, but delegate. Most of the world really needs a point. Like, here you do step A, B, C, D, and so on. There's other people who are just like, I see that I need to get to Z. I'm going to make it up along the way, or I already have it written out. But not everybody does this. And then not everybody is motivated the same way. I have really taken a step back with my team. I realize some do really well if I write out big, long blogs explaining exactly how I got to the process. And they're like, oh, okay, I'm going to do that. Other coaches have watched every video I have on YouTube and they're applying it. And, and then other people watch, videos, from Beachbody. Other people learn well from events. But then, other people I found out they're more hands-on. So I've been screenshotting conversations that I've had with people or copying and pasting conversations of how I have handled objections and, all these different things so that they can see hands-on what I do, not just explaining it. So here's the thing is, if you're a teacher, and if you are a teacher in real life, you know that you have all these students, and the way you present a thing that you're trying to teach a whole class of third graders, it's not going to be received the same for each person because everybody learns differently. Everybody's minds work differently. So you have to find the way it works. So I'm learning that. Like I said, I do believe I was born a leader and was squashed out, and I'm having to relearn it again. It's like, somebody who was, an adult who was learned to walk and walk their whole entire life, got hurt, then had to relearn to walk. This is what I'm doing. I'm not perfect. I've never owned a business. I've never been in management skills. This is all something that I've had to develop. So you need to do the same thing. So one thing that I've given to my team is a few things that here's the thing. I think a lot of us who joined my team in 2012 and early 2013, we became so dependent on my upline, Becky and Christina. They are freaking awesome. They're great leaders, but we became too dependent on them. We weren't growing our own business. So then, in 2013, I really broke off. Still very close to them. I still go into the groups that they have. I still spend lots of time with them. I still go to them for advice. But I started building my own brand. In the beginning, I was like, what name do I want to do? And I was like, well, maybe it needs to be something Diesel. But then I realized, wait. That's Christina and Becky's thing. That's who they are. I need something that represents me. I'm building myself, building my own brand, and being a leader, and I want to stand out. I don't want to, I want everybody to know that I am part of, the Diesel Nation group, and that, these awesome women are the ones who have helped me become who I am and build the organization I am. But I need to set aside something that's me, that fits me. So, that's when Team Relentless was, developed. And then I started, instead of putting all my people into their group, building it into my page so that I have communication and share what I need to with my team. I, have set down some rules with everybody now with my team that, if you're a new coach, I'll help you run a challenge group. But you're going to have to run yours at your own time. We're not going to do it together like this, because then you become too dependent on me. Then I become the one running the challenge group, and you become the one just checking on your people. You need to develop as leaders. You need to learn how to do it and go through all the what didn't work and what worked, and all these different things along the way like I did, so that you learn how to be the best person you are, because you can't be just like me. All of my coaches on my team, we have different stories, different personalities, different goals. So you need to do that. So I advise all of them, start running your own challenge groups. Start running challenge groups with your downline to teach them. And teach them, because you're not going to have a working team. You're not going to have a solid team unless you start building relationships with your own team. I can't build relationships with them because they signed up under you. You need to learn how to be a leader. You need to start your own fit club. You need to get to events. You need to, like I told Nikki today on the call that, I will do a call with you every week. I'm going to give you assignments. If something happens and one of your children's, arms get broken and you can't get the assignment done, that's fine. But at this point in my career, I'm not here to hold people's hands. I'm here to provide leadership skills and accountability and friendship. But, I stopped doing team calls because I would do a team call and, only a few people would show up. And it would just take up an evening of my night. And so what I really realized is that I'm going to offer, now that I'm a full-time coach, 20, 30, or 1 hour calls with people one-on-one. People who want to work, not people who I just think have the, capability to be something great. Because the thing is, they may not see it yet. They may not be ready, and you can't push, pull, drag, bribe, manipulate people to do what they want, because you're not going to have a solid organization. You want to work with the willing who know they can now. That doesn't mean the people who aren't ready, you just cast aside and be like, oh, they'll never do anything. You maintain a relationship with them more like they're a challenger. You check up on them. You keep your relationship going. You build your friendship with them. You see what they're struggling with. You check on them. But then you keep inviting. You keep adding to your team. And you keep helping these other people who are taking time learn to believe in themselves, so that, 6 months down the road, they're ready. You don't just see that one person who you're like, oh my God, they have so much potential. They don't see it. And you just like pushing them, pulling them, and all this stuff, and forcing them to do something. And, spending 6 months of all your time on this person and totally forgoing finding anybody else. So, that is my thing, is step up as a leader. Host your own calls. Have your own team page. Have your own accountability group. Learn. It's okay if you fail. Just learn from it and try something different. Share with people what you're doing, especially your downline, especially your team, so that they know you're human, so that they can learn from you. Maybe they'll have a piece of input that they can give you that will help you. You are a team. You're not their boss. You're not their mommy. You're not their babysitter. You're not their handholder. You're not to coddle them. You're not supposed to think for them and do everything for them. You're here to lead them, to be alongside them as a friend, and to provide leadership. If you want a team that works, then you have to do it. If you want a team of leaders, you have to be a leader. A leader is not just being somebody who says, I'll never give up and I'm just going to keep going. That's what I thought a leader was. A leader is somebody who can do something and show everybody else how to do it and help them get there alongside them. So these are things that I've learned, and it hasn't happened overnight, but it's something that I'm sharing with all of my team. And this isn't to be mean to them or to, have them get left, cast aside, or feel that I don't care, that I don't have enough time, or they're not important. But this is to make you grow. If nobody pushes you or makes you do something you don't want to do, then you're never going to be great. So be great. Learn to think outside the box. Learn to do things on your own. I'm here to help everybody, but I'm here to teach you to be a leader so that you don't need me so much. That's my goal, is to teach people how to be leaders after I've taught them how to believe in themselves, and get them where they don't need me so much. That I can just watch them grow and blossom, and that know that whenever something happens, I'm still here for them, but they don't need me to do it and do what I'm doing. That's one thing that my coach has taught me is leadership. Corporates just refine some things that, that because her personality is different than mine, they've refined some things and given me some, advice that I've put into use. I didn't just say, okay, thanks, that's great advice, but I'm not going to do it. I said, okay, I'm going to do it. And corporate has never steered me wrong. The top coaches that I've listened to, all their advice has not steered me wrong. So take a page out of my book, somebody who's doing it, and at least try it. And if it doesn't work, start following other coaches out there who have been successful, who maybe you mesh with. Amber Cornish, I've been working with her for a long time. I've really helped her start to believe in herself and to come out of her shell, and she's done excellent. But she went to an event in Nebraska, the Super Saturday, and there was this challenge group training, and she picked up these nuggets from this other coach who obviously taught in a different manner or said something that I've never said that went click in her head, and then it just totally changed everything for her. So the thing is, I've been successful. You may like me. You may be like, those are great points, but sometimes things that I say aren't going to snap in your head. So the thing is, I'm not the only one with answers. 15-star diamond coaches are not the only people with answers. Follow some of the top coaches, observe what they do, mirror what they do, but with your own personal flair. Meaning, don't, compromise your integrity of who you are just to be like somebody else. But, look at their actions, dissect it down, and do it. So I hope that this helps, and I hope that you will unleash the leader in you that life, your parents, people in school, and teachers have just squashed out of you because somebody didn't believe in them.